Gotcha.
The Datura Horn is a hunting horn in Monster Hunter World, obtainable by farming materials off of Pukei. The weapon model uses the Bone Horn model with strapped on Pukei feathers. So the Datura Horn has the valuable Earplugs Large buff that allows you to keep attacking monsters that love to roar. So although it doesn't have an attack buff, if you are fighting something that loves to roar all the time, it's actually going to increase your team's output anyways, because anytime the monster roars, it will just be an opening to deal free damage. Besides this, one of the negative attributes to all of the hunting horns is how slow they attack. They're very susceptible to being interrupted. So being able to continue to play your performance through a monster's roar is actually extremely valuable for a hunting horn. Now, it also has Health Recovery Small and Health Recovery Large. Health Recovery Large does some seriously heavy team healing if you stack 3 of those melodies and then play through them and get the encore as well. Since the only other buff you'll be running is earplugs, it's actually very easy to focus on queuing up more of these healing buffs and using them to keep your team healthy. And this also has the effect or the benefit of increasing your team's output because they spend less time chugging from injuries. Now, the playstyle that I developed when I was using the horn is to kind of situate myself in between all of my teammates. I get earplugs out, and then I set down an affinity booster and stand in it and spam the Health Recovery Large melody. Anytime I have a full stack of the melodies, I would then switch over to chasing the monsters. But if a teammate needed healing, I would just release the melody rather than have them stop fighting to heal. So this is really an efficient way to team heal, because what happens is I stand still where they would have, right? Because once they start chugging, they're not attacking. But what's interesting is when you're putting out this Health Recover Large, you're affecting the whole group. So normally, if you got 2 or even 3 people that took damage and they would all back off and heal, you by yourself do all the healing for the team. And now if you're going to spam those heals, it's important to stay in the fight so that you do not aggro the monster away from your teammates, because this will actually lower the damage on your team. It's also important to play appropriately so that you're damaging the monster anytime it aggroes onto you or is in range, which should be often, and hopefully when it backs off again, you've poisoned it, and you're able to switch right back into queuing up those heals and setting down the affinity booster. I actually had a lot of fun with the Datura Horn. I'm kind of sad that it's not a higher rank horn with more augmentation slots or decoration slots, because it actually felt like it played more of a distinctive role than some of the other horns, with this ability to constantly put out that Health Recovery Large. And actually, when you scroll down through the melodies as you're playing your performance, once you get into the encore, if you think about it, the encore is just one more performance, but with 3 stacks of Health Recovery Large. It's a huge amount of healing. So it was very cool because I actually felt like a healer on the team, and anytime the monster aggroed onto me or was in my path, I was still able to deal damage, and I was, it deals a decent amount of poison buildup, so I was also able to deal damage to the monster as soon as he was poisoned. If you are interested in using the Datura Horn as a counter build, I think it would do especially well against Basilgeuse and Legiana, who do a lot of roaring and a lot of flying. So instead of constantly chasing those monsters, you can give your team earplugs, give them the affinity booster, and then start to cue those Health Recovery Large melodies and really just spam heal on the whole team. In the meantime, you can try to space yourself so that you're always attacking the monster when it lands, and do your best not to be interrupted so that you can put out an encore of 3 health recovery large heals. Alright, well I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.